closet. All your homies gay too. All them little movements, all of them ain't great moves. Got no money, take some. This could be a take two. All the best licks is riverfront trying to escape some. I have dreams of robbing every day with nothing to take from them. Ass on ass, had it bad, I was 24. Hurry up and die, live fast, y'all don't hear me though.
The game ain't the same, OG saying they can't even recognize the corners. Pigs got no quarters, I got the same.
Turn up the radio.
Right now.
Yes, nobody got nothing on us.
You're locked in to the greatest station. GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE.
Wrote this in 21 nights, shaking off. Aunties on my mind, we be gazing time. Damn, miss time. Damn, miss my dog.
Yeah, back in this. We are back in this Wednesday to Wednesday to Wednesday. Man, everything pops off between Wednesday to Wednesday. That's why we have the show on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, on the Unanimous Network, and it goes down. We got a dope show for you. Conversation. We got a special guest coming on. He's still going to talk this politics just a little bit because there's too much going on. And I hate to be the one to say, I told you. I don't hate to be the one to say, I told you. I told you. But the stuff that we talked about, 4-5, longer than yet, years coming into my word, fruitation. That's my word right now. So, but anyway, let's get into our sponsors, the people who support GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE podcast. First up, we got Goodies Barbecue, 7440 Hamilton Avenue. Right over there. Go get your barbecue. It's never out of barbecue season. He's got turkey burgers. He's got sweet potatoes, yams. That's the same thing. Greens, macaroni, cheese, turkey tips, rib tips. You name it. He got it going on over there. So go on over to 7440 Hamilton Avenue in the heart of Mount Healthy. Catch the truck on in front of Vince's place. For all you young folk that are over there, parents whose kids get out of school from 2 to 5, you can go on over there and get you some dollar fries. You can't beat dollar fries. I know y'all ain't going home cooking nothing. You eat the junk food. Might as well go get some potatoes, some French fries, season them up, barbecue sauce. Only $1 a bag. Can't beat it. Let's give Goodies Barbecue a round of applause. Also be looking out for me handing out discount cards. And use the promo code My2Cents and take a 10% discount off your purchase. That's what's up. Next up, we got German Home Solutions.
Let's get your home charging station installed the right way. Jarman Home Solutions is a licensed electrical contractor serving Greater Cincinnati and Greater Dayton, specializing in EV charger installations for all makes and models. Whether you drive a Tesla, Ford, Chevy, or Rivian, our team delivers clean, professional installs you can trust. Most installs are completed in just one day, so you can charge at home and hit the road with confidence. Power up the smart way. Call or message Jarman Home Solutions and get your garage EV ready today.
That's Jarman Home Solutions. Not only do they do electric cars, they also do residential and commercial electricity for anything that you need, changing light bulbs, fuse box move, whatever it is that needs to be done. They do it very professional, reasonable prices. So check them out at www.jarmanhomesolutionsllc.com and get you an estimate on your electrical needs. Let's give Jarman Home Solutions a round of applause. This is why we lose me. Next up, we got Linked Up Auto Care. That's right. We got Linked Up Auto Care, 5850 Center Hill Drive, right there off of North Bend and Winton, right there, down the hill where the Rumpke used to be. Call them at 513-826-3769. They're open 10 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Use the promo code My2Cents and get a 5% discount off your automotive repair. And when I tell you automotive repair, they do more than just that. It comes along with it. They have financing, they have shuttle service, a lot of bays and everything. And if you need a car, all you got to do is stop in and talk to Capsule Auto Sales. They are the home of the sliders. Vehicles starting at $2,000 and up, I think 15 and up. You know, you can't beat sliders. You need sliders, and they are the king of the sliders. So go on over there to 5850 Center Hill Drive and get you a car or your car repaired. Let's give them both a round of applause. Next up, we got www.danknation.co. Going over there and get your premium seeds. I tell you this every Wednesday. Hey, man, go get your seeds. Go grow your own plants. Then you have 12 plants. They got 10 by 10 tents and all types of other things that you can grow your own weed, man. It's for you to grow. Try your hand at being Mr. Green Thumb. And any seeds that you want, any strand. This is OG. Was it everybody like that goddamn runts? So many goddamn flavors of runts, and we got all the flavors too, hybrids and everything else that you need. So go on over there and get your pack of seeds so you can do your own thing. Also, check out our apparel. We have some of the dopest apparel online right now, and we have to get Made You Look Unlimited Alonzo Coppings a round of applause because that's to do all of embroidery on our shirts and so forth. So again, thank you very much. Last but not least, we got Polished Barbershop, home of the G Gene Classified, the hair enhancer. You know, it's a common thing now. It's not nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun right now, but this is the originator. All the products are affordable. One of the first barbers to do this. Go to the website, go to the Instagram, and check out the work that he does. And his prices is lower than a whole lot of people's now that inflation is going up. I can't see paying $100 for no goddamn haircut, and you won't pay that over there, and you get the full treatment. It's appointment only, so this is some exclusive stuff that we're giving you here. So let's give Polished Barbershop a round of applause. That's what's up. That's what's up. Boy, I tell you, these co-hosts of mine, it seems like every one of them, they be on daytime. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Jason at the door. I think he's at the door. He's been knocking on. He's listening to me. He's at the door.
What's up, brother?
Oh Lord, check it out. Oh my goodness. Let's give it up.
I'm trying to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time, so
Yeah,
you know.
was you able to get on the live on your phone?
No, I just jumped right over here. I'm still, a rookie at this, I guess. So I guess you'll teach me a little bit more, as we go.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. Shoot, man. Right now we having technical difficulties too. That's why I like doing it live, man, because it's no cutting, no edited. What you see is what you see is what you get, man.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah, and I've been like that for years, man. So without any further ado, I'm gonna introduce you again. I want to give you a round of applause. This is Mr. James Maiben, straight out of Zone 15, and this guy has been putting in work for years. Understand me? And I've been impressed with the community work that he's doing unselfishly. Unselfish. It's always been, I see you with the houses. I see you with the daycare. I see you with the, hey, let's organize this. Let's organize that. You know what I'm saying? Let's give you a round of applause, man. Appreciate that. And I had to have you on the show, man, because that's what we about on here. So, oh Lord, look what dropped in. Hey, this is my brother, man.
Hey.
You know, this is the youngest Reese. I just said before he came on the show, man. Every co-host that I have, they be on Negro time. It be daytime.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm consistent with the Negro time.
All of you niggas do this.
Listen, I'm gonna get here about 7:02, 7:03.
I gotta say, I ain't paying nobody, so you can hear when you want to. But anyway, man, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man, and what brought this on and where this passion came from, your roots and everything.
Yeah, well, my mother was always a giver. My entire family, they are givers. My Aunt Helen, actually, my mother and my Aunt Helen is the one who's the driving force behind a lot of what I do, because just with the things, I grew up and watched them do, and how they gave, unconditionally and never asked for anything in return. And, it was just my number one, thing I saw growing up as a child until I was a man my whole life. So, after you've seen it your whole life, it just get embedded in you and you just want to give, and then you know, you can't be God given, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna, you know, keep trying to do what I'm doing and help as much as I can, you know what I mean? But it takes a village, you know, it is not a one man show, you know. So I think, you
Yes, sir.
know, black men got to be more active. You know, our sisters have taken over and really held the black family together. And we've fallen on the wayside. So we, as the brothers, like I request in our community, like we got to stand together now. We got to fill that gap because it's going to be rough here on us in the next 2 to 3 years.
That
Mm.
part. That's the part that people I just don't understand, that people don't get. And it's not like it's been in secret. It has been, because it's been right in your face, and most people don't see anything right in their face, and that's the whole trick of the game. And
Well,
you
you
said something.
go
You
ahead. I'm
said
sorry.
no, I said
Go
you
ahead.
said something very vital about it falling on black men. I believe it, like you, it falls on us, man.
Always have.
My co-host, man, shout out to Naya. She got so mad at me one time because there was a segment on baby mamas that we was doing, and single mothers and this, that, and the third. And then the Bible speaks of all this and this and that and the third. And no matter what she was speaking was the truth. It falls on us.
Yeah,
It falls on us. We could talk about them and this, that, and the third, but it takes a man, takes a grown man.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, what challenges have you faced so far about trying to get this movement going?
Well, it's just it's not uh, you know, it's not what I'm facing as far as the number one thing is just I need the brothers to step up and participate because the sisters is always there. I mean, I can reach out and it'll be 50 or 60 sisters right there ready to step up and fill that gap. And I just don't feel comfortable doing that anymore because it's too many there's too many black men out here that can stand up. There's too many men in general, white, black, Mexican right now in the state of, I call this a state of emergency of what's going on with us now. With I think 2 million jobs was lost in 2025. I think
Mm-hmm.
they said 300,000 black women lost their jobs in the first 6 months of the year. That's just black women alone. That ain't nobody else. So, I mean, if you look at that in itself, it's time for black men to stand and stand strong because we providers, we protectors, and we get those are the two number one things we're gonna have to stand on now because the way things are going, if we don't start building something for ourselves now, where are we gonna be at in 2 years from now? Because AI is taking all the jobs. That means if AI is taking jobs, that means who's gonna pay your rent? Who's gonna pay your mortgage? You're gonna have mass housing. In the next 2 years, the market is gonna be flooded with houses because people losing their jobs. I
Mm.
think they said Washington D.C. is got one of the richest black communities in the nation, and they were talking about how many of those people in lost started losing their houses from the government shutdown. They said they just in dire straits. So if you look at our communities now, I mean, and I say our communities because our communities are Mexican, black, and white. Where are those people gonna go? Where are those kids gonna go? We used to have summer jobs. Those kids won't be working at Kroger's or Walmart or the restaurants anymore because AI is taking all of those jobs. What are we gonna do with these kids? What are we gonna do with these adults that's unemployed now?
But
And
that's prevalent. That is going on right now. I'm in the job market right now, and I'm
yeah,
having to jump through hoops with the education and so forth that I have, experience so forth that I have. When you say AI, you better get hip to that AI,
that's
because
right.
I had to go ahead and let AI do its thing, and AI watches AI. The
That's true.
job got AI to watch AI.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you look at uh some of what I'm hearing, I'm just hearing what he's talking about as far as like in the community, and that resonates with me because um, you know, we are all we have. We don't have a safety net. We don't come with built-in generational wealth. We don't come in with passed down trades and businesses. We don't come with.
It used to be.
I mean, it's not. I won't use it as a blanket statement because there is that's not encompassing of all of our community. But the main thing is that the majority of our community is struggling, has been struggling, and us as a whole, when you talk about Black men, there's a lot of excuses, and we're not stepping up to the plate, like he's saying. We're not doing the things that we should be doing, traditionally have done. I'll use my experience just this evening, and the same thought went through my mind: where are the real Black men? That's what I thought. I said, "Where the real Black men at, man?" I'm down in Avondale. I'm right here at this corner store, and as soon as I go into the store, I'm asked by 12, 13-year-olds, do I want to buy some weed?
Yeah.
I'm looking at, and the store owner ain't running the mouth. This store owner ain't running the mouth. None of the adults out here jugging and kicking it ain't saying nothing. Matter of fact, what was even worse was one of the old heads, and I mean an old head because he's older than me and I'm old. You know, I'm old enough to
What happened?
know. He talking and jigging with him like, "Oh man, what's up, young blood? No, I don't need none today. I got some. I'm gonna come back later on." And I'm sitting there thinking like, where's the adults? You got a head full of gray hair.
Well, obviously, if he buying from 13-year-old, that gray hair is from stress. It ain't from wisdom.
What I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. Where is the guidance? Where is the wisdom? Where is the man stepping up? So when he asked me, I'm like, nah, man, y'all shouldn't be out here. And then the lady over here talking about, I ain't telling them nothing.
So hold that
why ain't
thought.
nobody talking about nothing? Why ain't nobody stepping up?
Hold that thought. That's a question I was asked, what I was getting at, not challenges, but it is a challenge because what he just said, we experienced that. And I'm gonna just use zone for a minute. When it went down with the Nazis or whatever.
No, the zone is not a good example because
Hold
the
on.
zone is a good, strong community, man. The
I
hype
know.
movement is doing a lot.
Can you let me finish my thing, man?
You got to use a different.
We got family.
You can't use the zone.
No,
the zone is doing what they can, and them young brothers.
This is one thing I can tell you about Lincoln Heights. We gonna stand together.
Yes.
If it's a problem, you're not gonna bring it to us because we're gonna stand together no matter what. We're gonna fight together. When we fighting strong. That's one thing I will say. But it's more than just being able to fight at this point.
Exactly.
We need to come up with different sources of residual income. And unfortunately, a lot of, and I would say, let's just say 90% of the majority of the people didn't prepare for what was coming with AI because they didn't build up a residual income resource or they didn't have, again, a residual income source. And you just can't all of a sudden say, okay, well, I'm gonna have this job. I'm gonna still be able to pay these bills. I ain't gonna worry about it. But when the job is gone, you didn't invest your money properly. What are you supposed to do? How are you gonna get through from point A to point B now? One of my number one things is I wanted to come up with a strategy where we could get the average, the when I say below average, when I say it's income, like let's just say if you make $1,000 a month, you could afford to invest in something that will build you a residual income. And that's why I was like, what's the easiest thing in the world? What's one thing in the world that everybody uses? Everybody. And everybody drink water. So at that point, I said, well, if everybody drink water, how difficult would it be for us to, start our own water company? So I started doing the research into it and I found out it's not hard at all. I hooked up with some brothers out of North Carolina. They have an alkaline business. And I said, well, I think that would be perfect. I said, I know just me in a year's time, I might spend $400 on water. Water is more popular than pop, juice. People buy water now more than any of those other drinks. So I said, well, if we took 10,000 people and those 10,000 people, if they put $100 in a piece, that depends on, you can always put more in, but we had to make it where it was going to be affordable for somebody who didn't have. So if each person put $100 in, that means they will own a share of the company. in 2 to 3 years, if everybody support, like, why wouldn't you buy? Let's do this. What's the best way to get teach a black person to buy from blacks?
You tell me.
Let them own a piece of the business, and they know they're gonna get a residual income. So why wouldn't they buy from themselves? So if we took
That sounds good.
just think about this: if you invest $100 into a water company, why wouldn't you drink your own water so you can get a residual income? So you get reimbursed money that you didn't put into a company.
Mhm.
Now, if you take and you get 10,000 people, I said, well, man, I can't get 10,000 people by myself. But what if I knew 100 people? And each one of those 100 people knew 10 people. And then they knew 10 people. And they knew 10 people. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you, but let me
It,
stop. And it's a
go ahead.
great idea.
Go
But
ahead.
we're gonna play devil's advocate, and you asked me what makes black people buy black stuff, or you know what I'm saying, get involved. So
Right.
being devil's advocate, and I have the
Mhm.
same problem when I'm promoting podcasts and this, that, and the third, is we are the show me people. And the first thing they're gonna do, somebody's gonna say all the time, well, you do it first, you show me. So when you come in, I'm pretty sure once you get the package together, it'll be how can I say? I want to say simple minded, because simple, that's simple. When I had to write contracts and come up for people to do publishing and so forth, I had to do it, dumb it down.
The play is already dumbed down. We do a equity crowdfund. Your money is secure. You're only putting up $100. I don't see a person. You spend $100 in a weekend just going out, eating, shop, get some clothes. You spend more than that in a weekend. The average person does. So you mean to tell me you couldn't sacrifice $100? We going into Christmas. I chose to boycott Christmas this year myself as far as buying toys and gifts and stuff like that, which I don't celebrate Christmas.
Let's
So
give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause for that. There's another black man that doesn't support that bull crap. Amen. All right, continue.
but my thing of it is what if 10,000 people say, you know what, we gonna at least save $100, like me, because it depends on your comfort level, what you want to invest in a company, because the more you put in, the more shares you're on, the more your return is going to be. Of course, everybody won't get the same return because everybody won't. Somebody might say, well, I can only do 100, but another person might do 5,000, 10,000, 2,000, 1,000. It just depends on what you can afford to invest. But Elon Musk kind of started out the same way. He didn't do an equity
Talking about a share
crowdfund.
block.
He went to some guys with money, and now look at all of them. They all billionaires. So think about this: if we start out with a equity crowdfund, we want to build this business up to $100 million evaluation. The whole object is to pump it up and then sell it off, because then, or to go public with it. If we go to the stock market, I mean, just think about it. We got to start thinking in different terms as far as just thinking about, okay, I'm gonna get a check, and then most people live check to check. Why can't you sacrifice $100 so you can get a residual income? So you have something extra. I ain't saying it's to be all of, to save the whole world, but this is a starting point. Can you imagine if you get 10,000 people to invest in this, just out of Cincinnati? Let's just use Cincinnati, because I know people all over the nation. But just think about Cincinnati, and this is how my mind thinks. We do the 10,000 people here. That means you got 10,000 people that's committed and going in the same direction. That means you got contact with those 10,000 people. That means you can start pushing political things in a certain direction. You can start moving money in a certain direction. Like, hey, we want everybody to go to this direction and buy this product from these people, because we're going to invest in whatever that company we're going to deal with small companies, no big companies, because as long as we keep taking our money and investing in, like, the Krogers. Let's just use Krogers for example. I came up with a plan: 5 grocery stores in Cincinnati. The first grocery store we would start out in Lincoln Heights, because Lincoln Heights is in the top tier. It's eligible for new development tax credits. Well, we would build a 30,000 square foot grocery store with a strip mall in it. It will have a laundromat, a grocery store, and had 3 other storefronts. I was dealing with a brother in Michigan. They got $22 million in new development tax credits. I mean, just think about this. So you take that, you turn around. Once you do one store, you got the blueprint. You go around to 5 other communities and you open up 5 stores. In 5 stores, if they making $5 million a year, you're gonna get your $450 million valuation. Easy all day.
Let me
And
stop you.
go ahead.
Hey man, you just broke it down so eloquently and simple. And this is this exact same damn thing that 50 did by his goddamn self to the general. Man, you can't make it no simpler than what you're doing, man. You can count me in. You damn sure can count me in. For
I
real.
appreciate it. But the
No,
thing is, it's got to be a movement now. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'm in real estate. I've been in real estate for a long time. And yeah, I could go out here and try and sell these courses to people. Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. In all honesty, you really have to know this business. I don't like trying to lure somebody in to get their money. If I'm gonna
Right.
teach you about real estate, I'm gonna do it for free because I'm already being blessed at what I've been doing. Why would I want to make money off a brother or sister instead of giving them the education for free? Because it's already gonna be hard for them because they ain't even familiar with it. They taking a chance on taking loss because what happens is a lot of people get in this and don't realize you open up the wall, you got termite damage. Now you got to reframe that whole wall. You got to pull electric. You might have plumbing in there. You got to deal with. You know nothing about this, but somebody sold you this dream, like, oh, you can make this happen yourself. You get you some contractors. Well, if you ain't educated on this field, contractors 9 times out of 10 gonna take advantage of you.
man.
So I look at a lot of the guys that do these podcasts and talk about what they're doing with the real estate and want to sell packages to these people. Now, I'm not saying that everybody this is a hard field to make money in if you don't. I've been in it for 30 years, so I know every in and out. So it's easier for me to take and find a home that I bought a house and it was leaning like this, right? The
Mm-hmm.
average person would have backed off from it, but I got it so cheap and I knew how to jack it up and re-support it. I got the house for $5,000. I went in with my guys myself and we did the work on it. I think I invested like 50,000 in the house. I wound up selling the house for I think it was like $150,000. So I walked away with almost 100 grand. I'm very I know a lot of people are familiar with Woodline Plaza, and Woodline is across the street from Dairy Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Gus Barbershop is across the street from that. They used to have a Beezus in there. There was a little bar in there. We had 3 storefronts. We had 5 storefronts. Well, I bought it for 315,000, and it's about 10
I
years
remember
ago.
that. I remember that.
And I put 400,000 into renovating it, and I had it rented out for 8 years for $15,000 a month. That was the overall residual income that came in off the spaces I had rented out. Last year, I sold it for $1.1 million. So if you look at the average person, might say, "Well, I can do that." You have to have the resources and the capabilities of doing this. Now, yeah, I could say if I could sit with each person every day and walk them through and tell them exactly what to do, but then that's taking time away from what I'm able to accomplish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't try and deter people from getting into real estate, but I tell them people who've been in it for a while make it look so easy because we've been doing it so long. It's like your job you make you make podcasting look so easy, but for me to just jump in and say I'm gonna be a podcaster. I got to be seasoned in this. It's gonna take time. I'm gonna have some ups and downs. That's how it is when you're going into a new field. So when you're trying to get the real estate game, you you better be ready because you're gonna take a chance on taking losses just like you would on anything else. And if you ain't educated, you taking a chance on taking a bigger loss.
How do you think that you started off saying it's going to be flooded with houses
Yeah,
uh
well,
in a
we
couple
got to
of
think
years?
about this. And this is another thing we need to look at too. The big hedge funds coming in like a bank will have a portfolio of maybe 100 houses. A hedge fund will come in and buy every house on that portfolio. Now you knocked out the box. You don't even get a chance to bid on it. Let's just use Lincoln Heights, for example. Let's say if Lincoln Heights get hit hard. People been trying to say, oh, Evendale gonna try and take Lincoln Heights. Lachlan gonna try and take Lincoln Heights. Woodlawn gonna try and take like this. They're gonna make it merge with the city of Cincinnati, stuff like that. Well, the economy we're about to go in, and the people that's working their jobs. Think about it. Let's just do this. What if 20% of the people that own houses in Lincoln Heights lose their job next year and the year after? Who you think gonna come after them houses? It's gonna be big time investors because Lincoln Heights, you got the railroad track right there. You got 75 right there. They're gonna be trying to take over Lincoln Heights,
They're
and
gonna wipe it out.
You already got the highway expansion happening right there.
I ain't gonna say they're gonna knock it out, but what I will say is that we need to be aware and we need to prepare. That's why I said we need to figure out how to generate a residual income. We have to, and I'm
I
not
want to
saying I got all
backtrack a
the.
little bit, and I want to ask you about the water plan real fast, and I'm gonna double back to the real estate.
Mhm.
So you started off with 10,000 at 100, so we're running up to a million tab already.
Right.
What type of timelines would an investor look at? Because when you start talking like that, my mind gets to going. You're speaking my language already.
You looking
So
into
when I start thinking about like what type of you know if you're not dealing with the layman, then you know that someone's going to be coming in looking for a prospectus, outline, mission statement, timetable for returns, what type of rates, what type of fees are associated with, if when the plan is going into effect, what type of a board is set up. Because if you start talking like, okay, 10,000 people at 100, are you pulling and making a board out of that, or is that already established and someone
No,
is
the board will already be established to be the right people with the right education behind them. Like we'll have a whole marketing team that goes out. We'll have a sales team that's gonna go out because we're gonna want our stuff in Kroger's, we're gonna want our stuff in Walmart. We're
Is
gonna
this
want our
the
stuff in
mission that is the plan that is going in effect now? Is this what the movement is about? Like getting these things going on in the community? Because that's something that someone can get behind. Like Grizz said, when you break it down and you put it in simple terms, like, hey man, this is $100. If you could do more, then you can do more.
That's where I was
Well,
getting at.
yeah. That's
why I meant by simple
Not
terms,
everybody's gonna understand. Like he's talking about buying a share block when he's saying if somebody may come more.
But you
with
said
5,000.
share block. You know what a Negro gonna think?
Yeah,
they're gonna think pyramid. No, they're gonna think pyramid
scheme. Yeah,
that's the first thing that I could hear. And I'm sitting here going through this because like I'm looking like, listen to this conversation right now.
But when you talk
I'm
about
thinking
investing,
like,
you're talking
wouldn't it be
about
nice
how
to have
much
our
money
own
goes
water right
into
now that
one
I could be
share.
doing this?
And that's what he was,
Did we
talking
lose
about.
him?
I hope not.
Oh, he went away. I don't know, but I'm just saying maybe he come back. He can click the link and come back, or we try it again. I don't know. Maybe his phone died.
Well, no, I like that idea. And, what I was getting at was, getting more information, something tangible for a person to look at, like a presentation almost. I know he has his ducks in a row and everything lined up. And, that's just something that I would like to be a part of. So that's where I was going at with that.
I definitely want to be a part of it. Clock back in because
what can we do
that's
as
what I
far
was-
as what can we get in our hands?
Yeah, what can we do?
What can we get in our hands to get that information out? Because outside of crowdfunding, angel type donations and stuff like
that is so dope, man.
What type of venues are you holding and say, hey, this is what it is, this is what we're doing, come on in, because that's how you get your 10,000 up. You get your 10,000 people up and then some, and then you get more than that.
Am I back in?
Yeah. Oh, I was
I'm
like,
trying to figure this out. I got a phone call and it just went blank. So
okay. We was like, oh man, no, you got to come back, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And with the real estate, the same thing. Like, because when he was talking about that, just being a new homeowner, those things are racing through my mind instantly. I'm thinking it's just this big dream, but dang, it's got these old pipes that I got to change out. Dang, it's got water damage that's in this right here. Oh, dang, I got to get this done.
You find it after
some of the stuff that inspections and stuff like that only do certain things, so you learn a lot when you go through the process. And even when you think you know everything, like you still have some moments where you're surprised. I did my due diligence and everything like that. I did my hard work, but you know, as good as I made it, and as good as it is, and as perfect as it is, and as solid as it is, as good of a job that I did, it's still always something. And I had to have that brought to my attention from an older gentleman. He said, man, no matter how long you live in a house, the house is going to depreciate, man. The house is getting older. At the day that you live in, everything, something's going to happen, man. Don't nothing last forever. So you always want to put money into it.
Well, now the property values go up every year, so you're not worried
4%
about.
at least.
Yeah. I mean, the property value's been consistent as far as going up. So
Mhm.
I'm not gonna act like it ain't a bunch. I done made a bunch of money. Like I got 15 houses. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not a lot of money in this field. It's a ton of money in this field. I'm saying don't jump out in this field and don't that's just like me saying, oh, I'm gonna jump out. I'm 50 some years old, I'm gonna be a doctor today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, no, you got to put your due
yeah,
diligence in, and that was just and
right,
again, because you got to, even when you think when you're starting off, even when you think you done crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's, you still going to get those surprises, and it's a learning experience, and it comes with when you're first starting out, it comes as with everything. If you got somebody holding your hand, it's going to make it a lot simpler. But
right,
in this world, you're doing the things on your own. It's a learning curve. It's going to take some time for you to figure some stuff out, and that's just experience. So once you deal with it at the first time, the next time around it becomes easier, and the next time after that it becomes easier, and
right,
that's what it's about. Like, you gotta put your toe in the water, you gotta jump in the pool, you gotta swim. Don't be afraid. Just don't think that as soon as you jump in the water, you're gonna be Michael Phelps.
right. I'll use this
Look,
for example.
Right.
I'll say, like, my average house, I make $100,000 off of my average house. So I would say a person that's not in this field that don't know the stuff I do or how the resources I have, you might make 10 or 20,000 off a house. You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
And then you look, and you be like, well, dang, you made 100, you made 150 because I've been doing it for the last 30 years. I know this business like I know the back of my hand. I'm a beast at this. And I've been doing custom work for years. So once you master something you've been doing for so many years, it's just like it's easy. I can come in where the average person have to come in and get a contractor come in and say, well, how much is this gonna cost? How much the electric gonna cost? How much the plumbing gonna cost? I mean, I can come in and look and say, okay, this is gonna take 35,000 to fix this house up, and I'm gonna be within $4 or $5,000. And the only reason I might be off a little.
You got another call.
You got to put do not disturb on. You know what I'm talking about? We had to tell him he's new to this. We just tell him, hey, put do not disturb
What
on.
when he's talking about the real estate, um, the question that pops into my mind is, um, are you going to start an investment group? You know, wisdom and knowledge, are not necessarily synonymous. You can have the knowledge.
You talking about with the water?
No, I'm talking about with the real estate. I'm talking about with the
Oh,
water. I'm talking about with all
no,
of it.
because I want to get
So,
back to the
when
water.
no. I want to talk about all of it. And because it's one and the same, but they're different. There's a different approach for this than this. But they can work together, and they can be something different, a nonprofit or a for-profit. And it can house both of these, and these could be a vehicle for these. But the message that needs to get
Yeah,
out.
here.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess every time I get a phone call, it kicks me out.
That's all right. We here. I wanted to ask how deep in stages you are with the water. I mean, like to
Oh,
make this movement. What we got to do to make this movement? What we
well, basically, this is what I decided. I would put up the first $10,000 to get this pushing forward. Before I do it, I want 1,000 people to commit to say, "Hey, I want it. I want in." That means if I get 1,000 people to commit, I know each one of those people know 10 people that they can get to invest $100. I know I can go get 100 people to invest $100. That's no problem. I could. The only way this works is you need the 10,000 people because the 10,000 people got to support it. That's what's gonna make it successful. I could put all the money up myself, but then I ain't guaranteed people gonna buy the product. The only way that's guaranteed to work is if we get 10,000 people and those 10,000 people realize we have to purchase our own product that we invested in.
If you sell Mary Kay, guess what you're gonna be using sometimes?
Mary Kay.
Mary Kay.
So my thing
Exactly.
is, so I get it. I'm not slow. I get
Yeah,
it.
the Avon lady, where's
But the
Avon?
average Joe, I'm saying, how do we get this to this phase? Okay, so what are we gonna do now to get these 10,000 people?
You said, so what's the next step? What's the next thing that we can look forward to?
Like,
as
I want
far
to
as
know,
getting out.
Yeah, because when he said marketing and promotion, that's exactly where my mind went right now. I'm trying to dumb it down. Okay, so I'll go out of here and I want to say, hey, I'm a part of such and such water, whatever we name it, water. I want to have the whole spew, the packet of what the water name is, what it is, what my $100 does. I'm part of the 10,000 crew, and this is what we do.
My back end, yeah, back end.
Okay, yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm at the point where, okay, I need presentation to go get these 10,000 people that we need to get this moving. That's where I'm at. When we said market and promotion, we need stuff like that. So we still at the point where it's the board and at the point where we can present it and presentation for people.
Where we at is where I'm at with this is 1,000 people. And I ain't saying they got to put the money up, but we need to be in communication with those 1,000 people. That means we're going to have a group of 1,000 people that we communicate with. Once I know I got a commitment like that, then I don't have a problem putting up the 10,000, start the equity crowd fund, start some of the marketing. I don't have a problem with that because then I see the potential is there. It's worth the risk. But for me to just say, okay, well, I'm going to drop 10,000 and I don't know if the people going to support it, because if the people don't support, I just wasted $10,000. I can take that and go invest it in another house and make $100,000.
Well, I would say to get that 1,000, and it's just, advice. It's not like something like I wouldn't even call it advice. I wouldn't even call it advice. I'm not advising you to do anything. But in my field, these kind of conversations come up. How do you get people to look, stop, listen, participate? Starting off to get 1,000, I would suggest events like maybe conference room in a hotel, maybe a free event at a Washington Park, where maybe you have even if it's just a poster board on an easel with a graphic design that's a logo that's already trademarked.
That's where I was
getting
like at. That's where I wanted to come in at.
Even if it's sitting down and talking to a group of people, like, hey, I'm setting a date and having it at, even if it's a free rental space, like my organization that I work for, they'll let you get 50 to 100, couple hundred people inside of the building, and it won't cost you anything, and you can put on a presentation, to get your ideas out. So that would be the first thing to do, is to have a series of those and having the signups. It doesn't necessarily, like you say, call for the money, but let me see the interest. And then when you hit that 1,000, that's when you take it to the next level. That's when you hit that 1,000 sign. Once you get that 1,000 sign up, then you say, okay, hey, I have a tangible prospectus. This is the buy-in. This is the timeline. This is the group that we have. Let's go from here and let's build at the 10,000.
But let me say this first as well too, because I said 1,000. The actual hard number when I say 1,000 is 100, because those 100 people gonna know that they'll be able to bring 1,000 in.
And 6 degrees of separation is going to spread out. It's networking.
Right. So if I know 10 people, which I know, like I said, I know more than 10 that'll invest, but I'm just saying the 10 people I know, they're gonna put the 100 up a piece, right? And then those people who put the 100, they're gonna know 10 people, right? So that's how I look at it. So the initial 100 people is us coming together and networking with the people that we know. Once we do that, it'll spread like wildfire. And when I say 10,000, it's gonna be way more people to invest, more than 10,000. It's gonna be way more than 10,000 people investing. This company, what I'm telling you is when you invest in it and you're spending the best thing we can do right now is the people I'm talking about white, black, Mexican, is to start spending your money where you reap the benefits. Why
Mhm.
keep going to Kroger's, buying Ice Mountain, Fiji, all these other
No,
waters that
I'm all with you.
you're
I'm all
never
with
gonna get a dollar out of it.
you. Yeah,
But
I'm
you're gonna
all in with what you're saying.
keep giving it until you run out of money. At least why not invest in something where you don't have to listen, brother. With something like this, I would put $100 in it, and if I lost it, I wouldn't care because I
Yeah,
took a
yeah, yeah.
No,
chance.
No,
It's
no.
just,
We're
it's not
all
that
in
much of
with
a
you.
risk. The reason why I
Yeah,
said I wanted to make it comfortable for people because I didn't want people to have to feel uncomfortable with the risk they taking. Of course, I'm going to invest a lot more in it because I see the potential. And
yeah.
somebody else would be like, "Oh, I'm going to invest in it," especially if somebody say, "Oh, you got 10,000 people signed up." I'm gonna invest 100,000
do you have
because
a
I know
name for the
for a
water?
fact them 10,000 people gonna buy their own product.
We get you. Nick, we get you, brother. We understand. We know you about your paper business. We know this.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to ask the basic questions like, do you have a name for the water? Because when I go out, leave here,
True
and
North.
True
True
North.
North.
See, I
Yeah.
need that information because when I leave here and people that's watching our podcast and they listening to you and they understand what you're talking about,
Yeah.
I just need the basic stuff. It's True North.
And
This is
and
what we
then,
need to do.
and then I want you to keep this in mind too. When you're doing an equity crowdfund,
Mm-hmm.
not one penny of that money can be used for nothing else but what you set it up for. You can't access, you can't do nothing to it. Everything is monitored with a fine tooth comb. Google equity crowdfund and look how it's set up and how it worked. Then you'll realize like, well, he can't run off with our money because that's the number one thing black people and poor people in general think, oh, he gonna take the money
Well,
and
that
what if he
goes to
do
the
something with this?
$100 as
Or
well.
what
When
if
you
he
talk about $100 investment, I wouldn't, I've given way more than $100 in one time and
right.
say, hey man, don't even worry about it.
But
So
for the
that's not
poor person,
that,
for the
right, right. For the poor person,
their
that's my
their
not.
radar going to come in like,
But
oh no, I ain't fooling with y'all.
just being honest,
Right.
the mindset of a poor person isn't the mindset. They're going to come along and see, okay, well, I can just buy this as a $100 investment. They're going to come along. Here's the first initial 10 people that's going to bring another 10 people, ain't
Yeah.
the poor people. These the first inner circle of your networkers are going to be the people that you associate with.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not associated with poor people
But
outside of,
I'm not. Maybe I said that wrong. But the way, maybe the way that he coming off as far as for the people, he's
yeah.
for the people, and his
It's the
company
uplifting.
is for the
It's more of a
uplifting.
rising
So
tide lifts
that's where
all boats type
maybe I said that
situation.
wrong.
Is what
I'm for the underdog. I've
yeah,
always been a type of
raising the tide of
person
everybody.
that I've always been for the underdog, and I've been always a giver of information. They say the game ain't to be told, it's to be sold.
So
That's a lie. It's to
Thank you.
be told. Why
Round
in
of
the world
applause for
would you
that.
sell something to one of your brothers and sisters?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it's like it's enough for everybody out here. I can tell you some real facts. You look at you heard of the Berg method?
Mm-mm.
Buy, renovate. Mike Ely and Nate Barger came up with that business, right? Ask them where
Nate
they
from
got their
Seven Hills.
yeah. Ask them where they got their start from. Ask them who taught them what they know. Ask them.
I tried to get Nate on there.
They
Nate,
came up underneath me. They we all was buying houses together, but I knew how to do all the renovations, fix them up. I knew how to find the deals, all that. They
well,
came up under us,
I
up
need
under
you to
me.
I need you to call Nate and tell Nate he need to go ahead and check his messages. He came up with us underneath me in Seven Hills with my brothers and them. And
Well, I mean, I have a hard time getting in touch with him now as well. I mean,
okay, all right.
he worked for
well,
quarter
with the real
billion
estate, I have
dollars.
a
So
question for you.
you know, when you work
How
for quarter
interested are
billion
you
dollars,
in
you ain't
doing
taking
or
too
sharing
many
that
calls
information?
from you know, people that pretty much I guess ain't on your level. But you know, we had our differences or whatever. But I mean, he's a good brother. You know, he's doing a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
again, you know, they came up under me, and you know, like I said, they were better at numbers than I was, and they were able to move numbers better than I could. So, and like I said, they both of them super smart brothers. You know what I'm saying? Well educated. I mean, you come up with a good concept, a good business strategy, and people will invest in you. Like the type of person I would be, I would say, I wouldn't want you to come and start buying houses. I would tell you, invest in me. I'll go find the houses. I'll give you a certain percentage of return on your money, and I'll use your money to make money. Because you trying to jump into the field now, you're gonna get taken advantage of 9 times out of 10. That's why you see a lot of people jump into this business and they wound up getting frustrated, walk away and talk about how much they lost. Like I lost a whole house, or this person. If you go on some of these podcasts and listen to the horror stories of like, all these people had me invest this, they took advantage of me, and they told me I was gonna have 5 or 6 houses. No, and one thing I say is you can have somebody invest in what you see, your vision, and then you can make everybody money. Just like I'm saying with this bottled water company, everybody can invest in this and just follow the vision and make the money off of the vision that I see and I'm creating now. But it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take a movement of people. It can't be just one person. It can't be 50 people. It can't be. The only way this work, you need 10,000 people. The minimum is 10,000 people. That's the only way this is gonna work. If you're trying to make it into $100 million company, and as far as a return on your money, you'll be looking at 2 years out because you got to build it up. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take 2 years to get a return on your money, but if everybody supported like they're exposed to, everybody would put the 10,000 people, yeah, you're going to see a return probably after your first year. But practical speaking, let's just say 2 years out before you start to even see a return. But I just see a $100 million valuation. If you look at what is it, Ice Mountain in Fiji, I think Fiji company they were what, 4.3 billion.
Wow.
You
So
know what I'm saying? But
it,
of course, they're across the nation, and that's what one of the beauties of what we're doing is like I know people across the nation, so I know people like in different states that I know will invest, and then they know people in the state they in that they can say, "Hey, I need you to invest in this with us, and you need to buy this product." That's how we need to start moving as a people, because if we don't keep moving, we don't start moving like that, it's just gonna be a bunch of broke brothers and sisters running around here trying to figure out how to get a dollar. And I ain't saying everybody, but the masses. Think about it. The average person live check to check, check to check. They have no residual income set up for themselves. What you gonna do after that? And then when you become homeless, Donald Trump trying to make it work. When you're homeless, you're living on the street, they're gonna start locking you up.
yeah,
Mass incarceration.
that's what the FEMA camps and so forth will be
You know what
for.
I'm saying?
People don't
So
understand that. People don't
you're gonna
realize.
have the haves and the have-nots. So what we need to do is people. I'm talking about across the board: white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican. I don't care who you is. You need to stop buying from these big companies and start looking for these smaller companies, because what's happening is all that money that you invested in these bigger companies don't come back. You see none of that money. They don't come back and invest in our communities. They don't do nothing for us. Where when you're dealing with these smaller business and you go in there, like I take pride in spending my money with my people. That make me feel good. Like I get energetic when I walk in and I know I don't care. I'm gonna spend my money with them, and I'm hoping that they're doing the right thing. But we got to start holding everybody accountable now. Like we come in here and I spend money with you. What are you doing with your money? Can you tell me what do you spend your money with any black businesses? And if so, can you give me the names of those businesses so I can verify it?
Right.
Because I like people to check my resume and check what I say. Like I'm spending my money and my money go. And I'm not. I've been always been a person that has always tried to pull our people up, because I know how hard it is. It's hard out here, and now we done got caught up in this social media where everybody is on social media acting like they got money. They don't. I can tell you where I can look and see right through you. They look like they got $1 million when you look at them on this podcast or on Instagram or Facebook, and they broke. And I know it because I know money.
Right.
So that's why I sit back and I just be like, you know what? We can keep playing this game until you can't play it no more. If I was y'all, I'd say it's time to get off this Ferris wheel and get on something that's gonna really make me some money, and start building something for my future. Because like I said, once we get the first business up and going, this water company, because everybody gonna drink water until they die. You talking about a business that's gonna constantly grow. That means every person that you going around and keep investing in this, the more people that's gonna buy that product, the bigger the business is gonna get, the more residual income you're gonna get. So as a person who invested in this company, you would say, it's my duty to go out and get other people to invest in this company, not just to invest, but to buy this product. Why would you keep buying Ice Mountain, Fiji, or whatever when you're never gonna see $1? Never. Why wouldn't you just buy something from your own product that you're gonna see a residual income? And the more people buy, the bigger your residual income get. And when you go public, you go to the stock market, think about it. I
So
mean,
how can
your valuation gonna be through
You
the
ain't
roof.
gotta sell me.
yeah, I already know.
You know what I'm saying?
We in. So what I think is, and my next question is, how do the people who are paying attention or listening to the show and who we
Or where do we go from here?
here.
Like if we wanted to say,
Say-
okay, hey, we got somebody that we want you to meet, or we want to bring you to this this seminar, or this you know, whatever you want to call it, what's the next step to
Well,
get this out there?
this is what I'm gonna do because we're going into the holidays or whatever. I'm gonna try and set something up in the month of December where I'm gonna see if I can bring out 100 people, and I'm gonna have everything laid out, and then we can see what's what. If I can get a commitment from those 100 people, then
Got
I'll
one
go
here.
forward. And then
Got one here.
I mean, actually, I've already been talking about it, and I got a lot of people that's saying that they want to do it and interested. But like I said, it's going to take 10,000 people. If not, it's not even worth trying to do. But
Well,
if
we
you
want
get
to
the
be a part
10,000,
of the whole situation setup when you do in December, this, that, and the third. Because like I said, we got this platform. I want to pass out pamphlets. I know I got sponsors, black-owned businesses that pay us, whether barter or whatever. But I know for daggone sure that these brothers will be interested in something like this because we brainstorm amongst ourselves about certain things and so forth. And once they see this, and a lot of them know who you are,
yeah.
they're gonna jump in. The next thing is what we saying. When's the seminar? How can we be a part of putting the program together and making this movement go? I'm dead serious about it.
Well, that's what I'm shooting for. And like I said, I'll start putting the stuff together, and I will be reaching out to some brothers like y'all because it's going to take a strong team to pull this off. You know what I mean? It's just going to take people that got motion to make things happen. So my number one thing, like I said, is just finishing up my homework that I'm doing on it already. And then when I had a presentation, like I got, actually, you'll see the bottle of water in front of you, and you'll see our labels, and you'll see our promotional material. And then it'll take us to go out and, which is a sales team, and start marketing this stuff.
I would love to be a part of
Yeah,
from this start.
Yeah.
'Cause listen, I just being honest with you. I'm like yourself. Just picture someone that loves to give, loves to be a part of seeing someone else growth. I don't get any type of monetary benefit from it. My benefit comes from the experience. My benefit comes from the shared joy. That's what
Well,
I do.
the
I
beauty
got
of what
you.
this, the beauty of what this is everybody is going to benefit from it. If not,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it because I don't have to do this. It's just that I try and help so much that to drain you, and then you got to pump yourself back up and it drain you back down. But if you can have everybody come together and start, then it won't be just such a strain. Like I'll be trying to do different things in the community, but can you imagine? Just think about this. Let's say it's 4 or 5 thousand people in Lincoln Heights. If every person put in $100 just from Lincoln Heights alone.
Just
Think,
from
look,
guys
we
alone.
think about it.
Right. You're
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
You're right.
So, all I can tell you is I'm working. I'm putting in the work on this, and I've been getting excellent responses because some of the things that we're gonna have to do is like the bigger churches. We need to get in front of the churches, and the church is gonna have to help move this needle to make it go forward as well. The colleges, getting in front of the students in the colleges, they can afford to do $100. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the communication. The younger people are really into stuff like this. The older people are a little bit more laid back, conservative, like, well, I got my 401k and this and that. They're about to cut Social Security out. They're about to cut food stamps out. If we ain't paying attention, you know what I'm saying? Medicaid will be gone. Insurance about to what, triple next year for a lot of people, double
Yeah.
and triple.
Yeah, double.
So you're gonna need these little extra things to say, you know what, I do got this coming in. Why I have to use this to pay a bill over here, or I'm gonna have to use this to eat off of because I don't have this over here. But I was smart enough to say I did invest a little something where I'm getting something. Now I ain't gonna sit here and say if you put $100 in, you're gonna get this super return on your money. Yeah, when we go public and we get to the stock market, then you made a good investment. You can sell your shares, or you can just keep getting a residual income, or however you want to do it, because the company will continually grow. One thing about this will be people will forever drink water. Forever. We can't survive without drinking water. So what is the best bit one of the best business to get into and the cheapest to get into right now is water. And alkaline water is even better. So that's why
Alkaline.
I said
How do you go? Now I'm interested in that. Now, how are you making sure that it's alkaline water? Is it a spring?
it,
Is it what?
no, you can have it tested. So when you I don't want to say this, when you manufacturing whatever company you're dealing with as far as producing your water, they got different levels of when you're dealing with alkaline water. So you go out and whatever places you're dealing with and you're buying your water from, you can test. They'll do tests for you, and you can see your alkaline ratings in your water. So that way you're making sure you're getting what you're selling. And then you take and you buy a bottle, you can always test it. You know, they got the kits you can test to see what you actually have.
So you
So that's
talking about buying water from already somebody that has alkaline water?
yes. Yes,
Oh, okay.
it's some
That's what
it's a minority company that's already you can
That's what he
buy
started
from.
with. That's what he led with. He said he
that's what
linked
I'm
up with
saying.
some
How do
brothers
they
and
get their money? I mean, not their money. How do they get? Where they getting the water from?
Listen, brother.
could
You
be a
don't have to
public
reinvent
source.
the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to. All
Yeah.
you got to do is just get on it and ride it. That's all we doing is we getting on it and riding it. And the different things you seeing is the people that's already like they got alkaline water. We
Mhm.
don't get no return on that money. You know who get that money? The people that the big corporations, the billionaire people that get it. Like I said, Fiji is a $4.3 billion company. You think you're gonna see $1 of that? Why wouldn't you want to be a part of a company that's worth a $4 billion company? I say let's just use this. If just imagine if we got a million people to start buying our water, a million people. Do you know our valuation should be somewhere around $1 billion?
Right, Shark
Can
Tank.
you imagine you bought one share? So you started out with $100. Can you imagine what your $100 gonna be if the company worth $1 billion now?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a snowball going downhill. People gonna want
Okay.
to invest in it because they're gonna get a residual income from it, and then they drink the water anyway. This right here is a no brainer. It'd take a dumb person to say, why would not? I wouldn't want to do that. That's
No,
just
I
stupid.
I want to do it. I was just thinking about the process, and
Right,
that's
right,
all.
right.
That's all.
But
I'm
like I
still there.
said, you don't have to, like, let's just say if we wanted to create our own alkaline business, right?
Right.
So who want to put up, $4 or $5 million to get all equipment, get the setup? You know what I'm saying? When you already got a company that's already doing it, you just buying the water from them. And you buying it at
And
such a good
repackage it.
rate, you know what I'm saying, that you
Got you.
still making your money.
Got
The
you.
profit margins are there.
Got you. Got you. That's why you CEO of this thing.
But
Reinvent the
but
wheel.
Yeah, but the beauty of it is, it has to be owned by the people, and it's by the people. You know what I'm saying? So if we own it, we benefit from it.
That's what's up.
We cut that all that overhead out from the billionaires who don't share nothing with us. And this just start right here. I tell anybody who want to start a business, do a equity crowdfund, because that way the people that invest in your company, they're gonna spend money with you because they want to make it successful. Why
Okay.
would you want to go to a bank? Let's just use a bank for example. You go to a bank and you borrow $1 million. Who making the residual income off that money or the interest off that money? The bank is. You're not. Why wouldn't you want to go to the people and let the people own a percentage of your business? And because the bank don't own a percentage of your business, if you borrow that money from them, they own your business for real
Right.
until you pay them back. And if you're gonna expand, you're gonna borrow more money. So
Right.
why wouldn't you want to go to the community and say, listen, I got an opportunity here. That's just like a grocery store. It take 4,000 people to put up $1,000 a piece. Now those 4,000 people, if they buy their groceries from their own grocery store, I mean, this stuff ain't even hard. It's just that people don't do numbers, and that's what get me frustrated about us. We'll sit back and we'll say, man, they'll look and see how much something is, or this or that, but they'll never look to see what it took to get that going. Look and see what it take to get it going, and then go around the people that you know and say, let's come together as a people and let's start this business together so we can all make it grow together and we all benefit together.
One question about the real estate. Do you spearhead any investment groups?
No, I don't. I just do my own thing. What I do is, if you come to me and you say, hey, brother, I want to buy this house, I'll go out with you, I'll look at it, I'll tell you what's wrong with it, and I'm going to tell you what I think you're going to spend trying to get it done, as opposed to what I know I'm going to spend to get it done, because you're going to spend double or triple what I was spending. Because I self-perform on a lot. I can do everything.
That
See what I'm
does
saying?
a lot. When you can do the work yourself, it saves you a
And
lot of money.
when you're getting into real estate, you want to be able to self-perform on a lot of stuff. That way your profit margins are bigger, especially when you're getting started. So, I mean, you want to be able to do your drywall work, your painting. You're going to bring an electrician in, you're going to bring a plumber in, yeah. I tell everybody, go to YouTube. If you want to do, learn how to lay tile. YouTube is its own little college. It ain't nothing you can't learn off YouTube now. They walk you step by step. I done put up one time, well, I done been in too long, so I can't even say that, but I done went on YouTube, looked at the videos and see how they walk you through step by step. And I tell anybody, before you get into this, do a whole lot of YouTube research, and then get close to somebody who's already in the business, is willing to share their knowledge and not be selfish and try and charge you for what they know. Because if they already in the business, they making good money, why can't you be a good person and share that? We should be in a business of sharing with our people. You should share knowledge. You shouldn't be trying to make $1 off another brother or sister's back. I don't think that's right. And I always preach that. I don't never want to make $1 off my
Let's
brother.
get a round of applause. He just gave us some great snippets, some great positive snippets that I'm about to make. You don't hear that. And when I get finished, man, your face gonna be plastered all over with this positive stuff that you talking. So we definitely gonna bring attention to that. But we're not gonna hold you. You a little bit over, but before we get up out of here, again, I want to give you your proper round of applause for joining us and letting us be a part of this mission with this water. So I want you to let people know how they can, should they inbox you if they got questions about the water or about the real estate, if they need this, that, and the third. We tell them just to inbox.
How to contact you. How do we contact you?
Social media. The social media is easier to get me on social media. And then my personal phone number is even on my social media. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. My phone number is 513-488-3703. I don't hide anything. I don't have nothing to hide. So I'm an honest person. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. If it's something I can't do, then I'm gonna tell you I can't do it.
That's what's up.
I'm straightforward. But that being said, I do want to first, and I before we get off of here, I want to acknowledge God, because I thank God for giving me the mind and the energy to be, do the things that I do, because I couldn't do it without God. So I put God first before I try and do anything. That way I know it's going to be successful. And I know I'm going to have peace in the process of doing it, because I ask God first before I step out, and I step out on faith, and I believe in whatever I do, because I know it's going to be successful, because I'm putting him first.
That's the truth. I'm witness to that today. So yes, indeed. Every day. So with that being said, we about to get up out of here. And again, I thank you very much for joining the show. Thank you for being here, brother. And like we say every Wednesday, don't be stuck on stupid and relax on dumb.
Yes,
see y'all next week.
Peace.
I be couldn't.
We ain't even get to talk about Jamal Chase.
No, we didn't.
It's the #1 station, blazing the airwaves.